interesting, if I'm gonna say the least. I don't know what to think about it, because they're talking about mixing up, kind of mixing a boss fight with, I don't know, kind of like a Souls with Silent Hill with Orho and stuff like that. Look, all I'm gonna say, because this is like a 12-minute video of a preview of IGN, so I'm not gonna talk too much about it. No, actually, I'm not gonna talk too much before the video, but I would say this: I'm really interested in this game because Japan. I love Japan and stuff like that, and Silent Hill as well. I love Silent Hill as well. And this game looks creepy as hell. And one thing that this reminds me of is those old Japanese horror movies. Man, those old Japanese movies, they are something else. Let me tell you something, man. One of them even terrified me, and one of them was The Grudge. Bro, I couldn't remove that bitch of my mind, bro. Trust me, I couldn't remove her from my mind the first time I saw as a kid. And even then, if I saw it again, I still would be remember her. Like, it's just, bro, these Japanese movies are so, horror Japanese movies are so creepy that, I don't know, man. Let's just watch this. 3, 2, 1.
As someone who loved Bloober Team's 2024 remake of Silent Hill 2, I'm happy to report that while being developed by an entirely different developer, Silent Hill F boasts that same level of quality and polish.
That's great. That's great to hear.
From story to world building, from
Oh man, this looks creepy already.
Taiwan-based developer Neobards has created an experience that meets the high bar set by the Polish developer, albeit in a drastically different setting. As I started walking the dense yet deserted streets of Ebiskauka, it was immediately apparent just how detailed and well-realized this fictional remote town in the mountains of rural Japan in the 60s
This looks beautiful and
immersive
creepy.
over-the-shoulder view and no UI on screen during exploration. Silent Hill F is a game that tells a convincing story through its visuals. Ebiskauka is undoubtedly one of the most impressive contemporary Japanese townscapes I've ever seen in a video game, and that comes from someone who has lived in Japan for the majority of his life and loves games like Shenmue, Persona, and Ghostwire Tokyo. One of the few minor issues I had with the Silent Hill 2 remake was that the majority of its playtime is spent inside buildings and facilities. While these functioned as well-designed dungeons packed with horrifying enemies to fight and intricate puzzles to solve, the increase in volume compared to the 2001 original made it feel like exploration of the actual town of Silent Hill was limited. And so I was pleasantly surprised that the vast majority of my playtime with Silent Hill F was spent exploring Ebiskauka, which oozes with atmosphere. Files and other documents scattered throughout the town add context to Ebiskauka.
I mean, if you can explore more the town and stuff like that, that would be very interesting.
Such as favoring traditional
healthcare methods
over modern medical science and being overly devout to the Shinto deity Inari. The context of Ebiskauka and its people immediately feel like they are an integral part of Silent Hill F's cohesive story, which made me eager to go off the beaten path and obtain every hidden file. The game starts after protagonist Hinako, a female high school student, runs away from home after being scolded by her drunk father. Walking the empty streets of Ebiskauka, heading to the local candy store to meet up with Hinako's fellow high school friends, feels like an authored walking simulator reminiscent of games like Everybody's Gone to the Ranch.
I mean, I can't relate to that. My father is
it doesn't take long
alcoholic.
until Hinako and her friends discover something is wrong in town. And before you know it, Hinako is holding an iron pipe in her hands, an iconic weapon of the series. Ebiskauka then gradually proves to be not just suited for a captivating walking simulator experience, but also the perfect setting for a horror game.
Man, that's creepy as hell.
Staircases are ideal to hide enemies behind corners.
Oh shit, what the fuck? Is the town trying to eat her?
In some instances, doors left ajar and open windows invite Hinako inside traditional tatami floored houses, where she will have to solve simple puzzles.
These Japanese houses are creepy as hell.
These puzzles play out in an unconventional way.
Bro, this is just like The Grudge, what the fuck?
But there was nothing noteworthy inside. Then, as I went back to the corridor, another door suddenly swung open, which gave me the chills. Silent Hill F's
Yeah,
scenario
that's the way I like it, but I don't
sees
like it as well
Japanese horror
at
as
the
a
same
subgenre
time.
that doesn't so much rely on threats to the protagonist's life, but rather makes you feel uncomfortable by creating situations that feel.
Yeah, that's the worst shit, man. When
When you
you
think about it,
you feel
Silent
like
Hill
there's
is a
something
series known
close
for
to
just
it.
that. While there isn't a lack of life-threatening encounters, some of this series' most uncomfortable moments are in conversations with its outright weird characters. In Silent Hill F, Hinako and her friends are trying to find a way to escape the haunted town of Ebisugaoka.
Oh,
Interactions with
that's
these friends
interesting.
seem
You
normal
guys
at
is trying
first,
to
but
escape
then
together. I
suddenly
mean,
they
but
say something or do something that catches you
in
off
the old
guard.
side, you also trying to escape together. So. But I mean, kinda
Also,
not, or
in
kinda
typical
yeah.
Silent Hill fashion, puzzles often reveal something about Hinako herself or the world she inhabits. A puzzle on a misty rice field has you examine scarecrows in order to learn the direction you should be heading, which is connected to a childhood trauma of Hinako getting lost and being afraid of the scarecrows. During my playthrough, puzzles
Yeah,
never felt
I
too
believe
difficult.
this guy's
Hints
good.
provided by files you obtain never make the solution too obvious, while still giving the player an idea of what they have to
If
do.
there's something that made me
Silent Hill
scared
F
of
has difficult
scarecrows,
aesthetics for both its combat and puzzles, and while Konami
was
advised
that
me to
one
play on
movie.
story mode for
I
both,
forgot the
I
name.
stubbornly chose normal mode as I wanted to take on that challenge. While the difficulty of the puzzles never overwhelmed me, combat proved to be a bit more demanding.
Now this is
Silent
what
Hill
I
F's
don't
combat
get.
relies entirely on melee attacks. Hinako can obtain all sorts of weapons ranging from iron pipes to kitchen knives and baseball bats, but no guns come into play. With some exceptions, these weapons are not obtained through story beats, but are scattered throughout Silent Hill F's world like other resources, and Hinako can carry up to 3 weapons at a time. As you wield iron pipes and stab
Wait a
enemies
minute,
with knives, you will know.
Boom. Okay, we're back. We're back. Sorry about the sound over here because you know there's people really happy over here. You know they're chilling, putting some music and stuff like that. So I'm sorry about that. Let's continue. In 3, 2, 1.
Notice that the game has weapon durability. It is a nice touch that weapons that are about to break actually change in appearance, so expect to be holding a bent pipe or a broken bat. This also functions as a hint to the player, which Hinako will acknowledge by mentioning that she should fix it. Weapons can be fixed by using a repair kit, but these are so scarce that on many occasions you will have to say goodbye to your new favorite weapon. While weapon durability is often regarded as a burden in games, it works here, as finding
You
a
see,
new weapon
I
or
don't
repair kit
understand this.
quickly becomes an integral part of
Like
the
the whole
horror genre is known for, especially since you won't
the
be able to
whole
a clever system allows you
kind
to
of
target
like
resources,
souls
in-game currency,
fighting.
save points,
I mean,
which
I
can be
wouldn't
used
call
to
this
increase
souls
stats,
fighting. I wouldn't call
obtaining
this
amulets that can be equipped to give you certain
a
bonuses.
different
That means that if you are careful and
a
don't waste your
different
resources,
Silent Hill
leftovers
2
can be
remake
turned into something useful, which
gameplay
feels like a great prelude
style.
to a well-planned expedition. Combat itself has a similar feel to Silent Hill 2's close-range combat.
I don't know if I like this. Not gonna lie. Like sometimes you hit the enemy, and sometimes he's just tank with an animation of attack. I don't know if I like this. I don't know. This is one of those things that you gotta play to know what you're talking about. To know if I really gonna like. But I'll say everything else for this game looks amazing.
Is the implementation of timed dodges and counterattacks. The latter in particular deals a lot of damage and is key in battle. Enemies briefly show a sign when a counterattack can be utilized, but unless you have trained your reflex skills by playing games of the likes of Sekiro, you will likely have a hard time reacting. That's where the focus mode comes in, which can be triggered by holding L2. Sadly, we don't have any footage of it, but when in focus mode, enemy signs for counterattacks appear for longer, while also charging up power attack status enemy.
Sorry about
You might
this.
head into focus mode with the
Sorry
intention
about
of going
the
for a
audio over
counterattack,
here.
but find yourself switching to a power attack when it charges before the enemy shows an opening. Focus mode is tied to Hinako's mental energy gauge, which exists separately from her stamina and health bar. Interestingly, the upper limit of her mental energy decreases when enemies do something that scares her, or when she is frightened by a certain event, connecting the gameplay to the story and Hinako's mental state. Luckily, there are items that can recover the upper limit of her mental energy gauge, but Hinako's stamina is limited too. When she runs out of stamina and mental energy, she can become so frightened and tired that she won't even be able to
Oh,
move.
that's crazy.
Managing her energy resources
It's like a fear gate. If you get too much fear, you kinda fucked up and you just don't run right. I like this. Okay, I like this.
combat was fun enough that I found myself actively engaging in combat even if there wasn't a real benefit to it, beyond being able to explore the environment more freely. While keeping combat engaging and complex, Silent Hill F does a great job in making the player feel weak. The game cleverly incorporates this by having what seems to be a boss battle at first actually play out as a sequence in which the player has to find an escape route. Another iconic element to the series is the existence of an alternate world, which is present in Silent Hill F as well. Hinako is occasionally transported to a different dimension that shows a more traditional Japan, where a mysterious masked figure guides her through the grounds of various shrines. Here, Hinako obtains traditional Japanese weapons such as the naginata, a pole weapon with a curved blade on the end, similar to a glaive or halberd that is known to be mostly used by women. Weapons that Hinako finds in this alternate world don't break, but Hinako won't be able to carry them over to Ebizugaoka.
Interesting. Oh, hell no.
And I encountered the main boss of my playtime, which
That's
was much
creepy
more
as hell.
difficult
What
than
the
I
hell?
anticipated. Even with my full understanding of the combat mechanics and systems, its long reach, hard to predict attack patterns, and multiple stages.
Okay, now this is the Souls part that people were talking about.
Gradually learning how to take on the boss was a welcome challenge that never felt unfair. For reference,
I mean, granted, learning the boss and stuff like that is not Souls like. This is in every fucking game. I won't call. That's why I don't think calling this like Souls like or Souls whatever the hell. Just because it has some boss in it, and like I don't think he is. I don't think he's justified, to be honest. This is more like a, I won't say improved version of. Yeah, I know. I think I'm gonna call this a more improved Silent Hill 2 remake combat.
Which was essentially a dungeon similar to Silent Hill 2's aforementioned apartment buildings, hospitals, museums, and hotels. Upon entering the school, Hinako obtains a map
Damn,
of the
this
building,
school.
which the player will have to use to navigate their way through. Luckily, Hinako is just as diligent a note-taking enthusiast as Silent Hill 2's James, so whenever you learn that a door is locked or that there is a passage somewhere, it will be noted for you on the map.
Of course, you gotta have the puzzles. Even if I don't like this, and I get it. But puzzles is part of Silent Hill, yeah, but I still don't like it. Come on.
According to Okamoto, the average playtime for Silent Hill.
I mean, I'm not saying that they should remove it, but I just say that I just don't like puzzles, bro. It's not my cup of tea. I'm already dumb enough. You don't need to prove me that I'm dumb. Come on, bro.
While the first 5 hours of the game felt like they were structured linearly, Silent Hill F has multiple endings, like many other games in the series.
Oh, that's nice.
The famous UFO ending. My time with Silent Hill
Multiple
F was
endings.
promising, to say the least. Its world building and story had me so intrigued that I still think back on my brief visit to Ebizugaoka almost a week later. Ebizugaoka just feels like the perfect fit for a psychological horror narrative, and all of Silent Hill F's systems and mechanics complement the setting. Series composer Akira Yamaoka's soundtrack also does a stellar job in making the player feel
I hope
uncomfortable.
the soundtrack is good. The soundtrack of Silent Hill 2 remake is iconic, man.
If, like me, the Silent Hill 2 remake
And Silent Hill 4 as well, there's some good ass music over there too.
potential to become a serious Game of the Year contender when it releases for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on September 25th.
Yeah, man, this game is looking interesting. It's looking really good as well. I actually can't wait.
For more scary stuff, keep it locked on IGN.
Yeah, I can't wait. This all looks really good. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the things that I miss. Now, of course, we have the 007 gameplay stuff, but I want to do this in another day. And the reason for that is because, you know, there's a lot of things going on here, and I don't think it would be really cool to watch a 30-minute gameplay of 007 with a bunch of audio, music, and bikes going on over here in the back. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this whole collection of videos reacting to the things that I miss and stuff like that. Because, man, I wish I could do these videos in the time that these things were released, but I just couldn't, man. Like, there was people here, you know, family stuff, and I don't feel comfortable doing these things around them. and very much not just because of this, but because family noises and stuff, fights and all that bullshit that I already told you guys about a million times. Not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna start posting doing live streams and gameplays and playthroughs on YouTube now. Of course, I've been posting Ghost of Tsushima, but not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna start doing live streams on YouTube. Not gonna lie. I think it's just a little bit better. Not gonna lie. I don't know what it is. It's because the PlayStation PlayStation 4, it doesn't have like a multi-streaming option, so I gotta choose one between the other. And I think YouTube is the best option, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is TJK Thomas Johnson. I'm out.